What is happening, guys? See you here and welcome back to another tactics testing video. Today we have a 4-3-3 by MagicoMonta. They have recreated Ancelotti at Real Madrid. Will it do well? Let's find out. Let's get in and see the tactic. So here we are at the tactic. As you can see, a 4-3-3 with a flat 3 in midfield. In goal, we have a goalkeeper on defend. Left back is a complete wing back on attack. We have two ball playing defenders in the middle there with a right back on support as a wing back. In the middle of the park, we have on the left hand side of midfield a roaming playmaker on support. In the middle, a deep line playmaker on defend, and on the right hand side, a box to box midfielder on support. On the left hand side, an inside forward on attack. On the right hand side, an inverted winger on support, and then a deep line forward up top on his own on support. We are playing with a balanced mentality, and in possession, we are passing into space, playing out of defence, running at the defence, being more expressive, focusing play through the middle, overlapping left, overlapping right, and playing with a slightly higher tempo, which is fairly wide. In transition, we are rolling it out. We are distributing to the centre-backs and the full-backs. We are distributing quickly with a counter and a counter-press. Out of possession with a high defensive line, we are playing with a punch more often press, preventing short goalkeeper distribution and getting stuck in. But let's have a look at how Leeds got on. So here we are in the season with Leeds, and as you can see, 10th place, 5 places better than was expected, but you know, we're miles off Arsenal, but that's fine. Wolves surprisingly in 4th, but 49 points gets added to the tally. But let's have a look at how they did in the competitions. They were the winners in the 3rd place playoff of the Friendly Cup. Who won that prestigious competition? PSG. But PSG won that, so we'll gloss over that Friendly Cup. But 3rd round of both the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, the two strong competitors. Tottenham in the FA Cup and then Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. Let's have a look at what happened in those competitions. FA Cup, 3rd round, 4-1 in loss was. They got absolutely battered at Ellen Road. And in the Carabao Cup, a bit of success, beating Nottingham Forest 1-0 there. But then unfortunately, the 2-1 loss to City. Tyler Adams getting the goal. It was a closer game than it was the Lorenzo Pellegrini plays for City. It was a closer game than the Tottenham one in the FA Cup, but disappointing to not proceed any further than that in those competitions. But more important was to avoid relegation. In the Premier League, let's have a look at the goals. Will Patrick Bamford be on here? No one from Leeds is on the goals. Average ratings, no one from them. Even 10th, probably not going to, but assists we may be. Rodrigo here, 15th with 7. That's the only man they've got. So let's have a look at what exactly went on. So if we look at goals first, Rodrigo with 11, Bamford only with 8. We have Sinisterra with 7, 6 for Adams and 5 for Harrison. Jackie Harrison here playing for the United States, which is a mad thing. So Bamford not a lot in the goals. He played 28 games. Usually he gets a fuck ton. Shouldn't have swore there, but he gets a lot. He gets a lot. The assists, Rodrigo leads the assists as well as the goals. 4 for Sinisterra and Christensen, and 3 apiece for Adams, Rocker, Bamford and Aronson. So not a lot of goals created here, but a solid 10th, which means they haven't been losing games. Maybe a few draws. But let's have a look at the schedule and see exactly what happened in the league. And as you can see, a nice start, to be fair. Beating Fulham, beating Newcastle, Leicester, losing to Palace, but, you know, a draw against Chelsea. Really, really solid start. It would appear that I was wrong about the draws, and it's a case of they either win or they lose, but they don't win by a lot. So 1-0 win here, a 3-0 win here, then 1-0, 2-0, a 1-0. If they're losing games, they are losing games. 2-0, 5-0 there against Man United, 4-2 against Liverpool. Did we beat any big clubs? Another draw against Chelsea to finish the season. City lost 2-0, a 4-4 draw. Sam Greenwood scored in the 96th minute against his old club to make that level. But big loss wise, I mean, we didn't beat any big clubs, did we? Which is disappointing. Usually they do get one scalp a season on this, but it would appear not today, unfortunately, for these. But 10th place finish. I mean, I did expect a little bit more in the results, but beating teams that they need to beat in real life to really survive in this league. Clean sheets, Ilya Melier is in 3rd with 17 clean sheets out of 38 games. So it's 21 games he didn't, which is mental. Liverpool 100 points there, well ahead of Manchester City to win the league. But 49 points, we take that and we go over to Hull. Here we are with Hull and second place, a single point off Norwich at the top. And let's have a look at the competitions. Quarterfinals of the FA Cup knocked out by Tottenham Hotspur and the third round of the Carabao Cup. Let's first look at these cups and see what the run was like to get there. FA Cup, Oxford in the third round, a 2-1 win, followed by 2 1-0 wins against Reading and then Villa respectively. A red card there as well. We had only 3 minutes, but still. And another red card. Another red card here. Oscar Estupian getting sent off against Tottenham. So, you know, they were going to struggle there, weren't they? A man down for so long in that game. But the Carabao Cup, we beat Huddersfield 2-1 and then Blackpool 4-1. Savdamanesh with 3 in them 2 games. And then Norwich just walking away there, really. Aaron Ramsey and Gabriel Sara putting us to the sword. A 2-0 loss there in front of 8,800 people at home. Disappointing result, that. I mean, obviously, they did win the league, only a point ahead, but you'd have thought they'd put a little bit more of a fight than a 2-0 loss. But let's have a look at the league. And in the goals, a new man added. Ross Stewart from Sunderland. I've actually not seen him at the top before, so 40 goals this season is ridiculous. Where did Sunderland finish? Sunderland finished the playoffs, the back in the Premier League. Ridiculous. Did we get anyone in here? So we have Savdamanesh with 17 in 8th, alongside Dokogun's Cynic with 17. I mean, we must have people in the assists, then we'll skip average rating for now and go straight to the assists. Pelkis and Tufan joint 6th with 11. We have Brandon Fleming with 8 in 11th. I mean, that's confusing my mouth there. Average rating wise, I assume we will have maybe one in here. We have a few. Jacob Greaves, a mainstay in this average rating. If you have a good tactic, he definitely tends to be here a lot of the time. And Nathan Baxter in 4th. Cynic there, 19th, just sneaking in. But let's have a look at the squad. We have a look at average ratings. Look at that. 9 players there with above a 7 average rating and another 3 in the 0.9s. I mean, look at the goals. 20 for Savdamanesh, 17 for Cynic, 13 for Pelkis, only 11 for Estupian. He is usually our top goal scorer. There's been a few now where he hasn't been. And in the assists, we have 12 apiece for Tufan and Pelkis, 9 apiece for Cynic and Fleming, and then Seri, who is usually an assist machine, with only 8. You can't win. They've been very, very good this season. Let's see how we got on in this competition here. We lost the first game, but then look at this run here. 7-0 win against West Brom, a 5-0 against QPR, 5-2 Rotherham, 3-0 Wigan, 5-2 Preston. Some massive, massive wins. I mean, the losses so far, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 2-1, only losing by a goal. So Norwich here, away, is the first time we got beat by 2 goals. Then Blackburn, the rest of them, a single goal. So that shows this is quite a solid tactic. 4-1 for Luton here. 3-0 into Watford. Did we even beat Norwich? We lost there to them. Did we beat them at the start of the season, maybe? We did a 1-0 win, so we did beat them. We did beat them. Unfortunately, we lost to Blackpool. That is a poor decision to lose that game. And then obviously 1-0 loss. A complete an 8-goal swing. An 8-goal swing. We beat them 7-0 and we lose 1-0. But Millwall, Sunderland, Blackburn, you need to be winning them games, don't you, unfortunately. So we finished second there. So the total points we have 94 total points to add into that pot. But let's get over to Bromley and see how they got on in the Vanarama National. Here we are at Bromley and we finish in 3rd with 86 points. We throw that into the tally. But let's have a deep dive into how they did at the competitions. As you can see, the Vanarama National League, they got knocked out in the playoff final. Gateshead went up. Gateshead did knock them out. So we lost to the winners, unfortunately. First round of the FA Cup against Sheffield Wednesday and the semi-finals of the FA Trophy against Boreham Wood. But first of all, let's look at the competitions. So, FA Cup, the 4th qualifying round against Worthing Football Club. We won 3-1 with Michael Cheek and Harry Forster getting the goals. And then, you know, the first round, only a 1-0 loss. It took to the 78th minute to concede away from home against a massive club. You can see at home, 2,500, away from home, 11,000. A massive increase due to the size of Sheffield Wednesday. And if we look at the trophy, we had a little bit more success here. Carshalton in the third round, and we took that to a replay where we won 3-2. Fylde, we beat 6-1 at home, and then Solihull was 3-0. The quarter-final, we had a replay against Gateshead, and we beat them 1-0 before succumbing to penalties against Boreham Wood at home. That is disappointing, but a nice semi-final there. Let's jump into the league, because here we can see how we got on. We'll go straight to the bottom first. The playoff semi-final, Aaron Martin putting us to the sword, 1-0, knocking us out of the playoffs, which they eventually went on to win, so fair play to Gateshead. But let's have a look at some results. We started off the season blistering. Look at that, we got our first loss in October, closely followed by the second Gateshead. Gateshead beat us 1-0 3 times, which is a joke. Aaron Martin there. Let's have a look down here. Aaron Martin, I was 2-0 here. Mine didn't score that one, but he did that one. You bugger. But we didn't lose until Solly moves the first of the 10th. And then, you know, it's patchy after that, isn't it, really? A lovely, lovely run here. It's the runs you need to get. If you have a decent run in these leagues, they're very tight. You do tend to fly up. But we lost to Wrexham. Yeovil we lose. Beat Scunthorpe 4-1, a massive win. 6-2 against Eastleigh. Then obviously lost to Wrexham again, lost to Notts County. Where's the first Notts County game? We beat them 2-1. So the early season form is probably what carried us over the line, because at the end we were really struggling these last 2 months, sorry. Really, really struggling. We kind of came to an abrupt halt as soon as we played Notts County, really. But to come back against Boreham Wood is a massive, massive then, unfortunately. Barnet and Gateshead, both away from home. Not what you want when you're trying to get your run of form back together. Let's go to the league. Let's see who's in the goals. Michael Cheek on 22, joint 6th. We have Corey Whiteley, joint 13th. That's weird. No Alexander there. Okay. Average rating, we have Michael Cheek in 15th due to his goal scoring capabilities. And then assists, we have Billy Bingham in 5th with 12. Reese Hannum, joint 9th with 9. And that is it for the assists. But if we go to the squad, and let's have a look at the average rating. We have 6 above a 7, and then another 5 or 6, another 7 in the 0.9s. So this team built this formation. It would look like, if we look here, we have George Alexander on 12, Corey Whiteley on 20, and Michael Cheek on 29 goals to the top 3. And then the assists, Billy Bingham on 17, Lewis Dennis on 10, and Hannon on 9. This tactic comes out with a total of 76 points, putting it in second, which is amazing. I would definitely recommend this tactic. I can't believe it actually worked. I thought it would work better with the Leeds and with the other two, due to the 5 at the back being their kind of principal tactic. But pleasantly surprised. We come out with 1 promotion. Unfortunately, no trophies in this tactic, but I would recommend it. The link will be down below. Check out the league. There's loads of other tactics on there now that you can have a look through and see how they got on. But thank you for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.